Good afternoon. The November 6, 2025 meeting of the Committee on Academic Affairs and Student Services is now called to order. Will the Chief Advisor please call the roll?
Chair Nukas?
Here.
Trustee Merengue Patterson? Present. Trustee Sanchez?
Present.
We got a quorum.
Cool. Do we have quorum?
We do have a quorum.
Thank you. Good afternoon. As the Chief Advisor has just noted, we do have quorum. Thank you for everyone for joining us today. President Webb Walker, thank you on behalf of the committee for opening the college for our purpose here today. I would also like to thank the trustees for joining me today. Is it? Provost Potter, please proceed with your remarks.
Thank you, Trustee Sanchez, and welcome to the November 2025 meeting of the Academic Affairs and Student Services Committee. As we rapidly head into the end-of-year holiday season, I'd like to share with the board some important milestones that highlight City College's commitment to excellence. Wilbur Wright College recently received confirmation from a Higher Learning Commission focused visit report that the college has met all accreditation standards and criteria, and Kennedy King College just this week submitted its very strong assurance argument for their upcoming HLC reaccreditation visit, which will happen at the very beginning of December. So congratulations are in order to the administrators, staff, faculty, and students of both colleges. In today's committee meeting, we will be hearing from Chief Student Experience Officer Jackie Werner, Vice Chancellor Will Bearfield, and District Director Kiera Bowens, who will provide a comprehensive enrollment update. And among the agenda items for consideration, the committee will also review updates to City College's academic and student policies. And with that, I turn it back to you, Trustee Sanchez.
Thank you, Provost Potter. The representation, enrollment, and retention presented by Interim Chief Student Experience Officer Jacqueline Warner, Vice Chancellor will be Will Bearfield, and District Attorney Kiera Bowens. And do me a favor, y'all, if I miss saying your name, please correct me.
Good afternoon, Chair Nukas, members of the board, Chancellor Salgado, and members of the City Colleges of Chicago leadership team. My name is Jackie Werner, and I am the Interim Chief Student Experience Officer. I'm joined by two members of my district office team, Will Bearfield, Vice Chancellor of Enrollment Management, and Kiera Bowens, District Director of Advising and Student Success Initiatives. We're also joined today by Vice President of Student Affairs at Truman College, Sean Harity. We're excited to share the latest updates on fall 2025 enrollment and take this opportunity to spotlight several strategies that have strengthened student retention across the district. Before I start, I would like to acknowledge members of the enrollment management team who are here with us today who have helped lead this important work. We're pleased to share the latest ICCB enrollment data, which VC Bearfield will share in greater detail later. As a high-level update, our ICCB total headcount enrollment, which includes both credit and adult education, increased by 3.6% compared to last fall. This is just slightly below the state average, which is 3.7%. This fall, 6 of our 7 colleges experienced an increase in total headcount enrollment compared to last year. Additionally, our credit enrollment increased by 6.6%, which is especially encouraging given the statewide average increase was 5%. Though adult education enrollment declined by 6.2%, this also outperformed the state average, which saw a decline of 6.9%. Of note, this comes after years of growth in adult education. We're proud to report the growth among enrollment in Black and Latinx students, both male and female, across the district. Additionally, fall-to-fall credit retention is up by 2 percentage points. This improvement speaks to the effectiveness of our student engagement and support initiatives, some of which you'll hear today. Now I'll turn it over to my colleague, VC Bearfield, who will share a more detailed look at enrollment data.
Thank you, Jackie.
As we kind of go into the enrollment data, I specifically want to talk about the ICCB total headcount enrollment. So CCC saw a 3.6 fall combined credit and adult education enrollment growth, nearly matching the state average of 3.7%. Credit enrollment rose 6.6%, exceeding the state 4.9% growth. Adult education declined 6.2%, which is still less than the statewide drop of 6.9%, and remains near pre-pandemic levels, showing continued resilience. However, I will point out and acknowledge that Kennedy King and Malcolm X were able to still exceed the state average this year in total headcount enrollment. As we look over the past 4 years, and we want to make sure we're able to acknowledge this, CCC has achieved tremendous growth over the past 4 falls. District-wide total combined enrollment is up 36% from fall 2021 to fall 2025, far exceeding the state average of 19.2%. This success reflects the dedication of our colleges, our teams, and the strategies we put in place here within the system.
Can
Also,
we pause
something
for a
else to
second?
acknowledge.
Can we pause for a second? Can we give that a hand, folks? Like, that is.
Thanks for stopping me. I also want to acknowledge 5 out of the 7 colleges, Daly, Truman, Malcolm, Olive Harvey, and Kennedy King, are outperforming the 4-year state average, with Kennedy King in of course, the building of KKC right now, having the highest growth in the state over the past 4 years, with 94% growth over these past 4. This data really highlights This data really highlights the work of our college leaders, their college teams, and ensuring that the community is aware of the programs and the support services post-pandemic. So as we continue on to credit enrollment specifically, we continue to see strong gains in credit as a whole. Credit headcount at census was up 6.6% this fall compared to prior years' census headcount. This is an additional 2,118 additional students enrolled district-wide, seeing increases at 5 out of the 7 colleges. As we pivot to post-pandemic, thinking about specifically, sorry about the mic, thinking about specifically thinking about our Black and Latina credit students. So since fall of 2021, CCC has seen strong post-pandemic growth among Black and Latina students, up 41% for Black students, Black male students, up 35% for Latina males, 37% for Black females, and 24% for Latina males. And then as we kind of talk a little bit about the specifics for male to female students, we've seen specific gains at specific institutions. So specifically thinking about our Black males, the year-over-year growth that we've seen at Truman and Kennedy King, very much leading the way in our Black male growth. Kennedy King enrolled about 177 additional Black male students compared to last year. And as we pivot to our Latina and Black female students, Malcolm X and Truman actually were leading the way among female students in these categories, with Malcolm X enrolling an additional 563 more Black and Latina female students than last year. This growth in our Black and Latina student populations reflect the impact of targeted outreach, expanded student support, and high-demand programs, especially in healthcare and other career-focused fields. So we give a round of applause to that, too. As we pivot over to adult education specifically, which saw a 6.2% decline from last year, still outperforming the statewide drop of 6.9%. That should be mentioned. And as mentioned earlier, this reflects the broader national and economic factors impacting our adult learners' ability to be able to enroll statewide. Looking ahead, we're hoping to expand course modalities and to give students more flexibility, including virtual options and enhancing spring recruitment to meet students where they are, specifically for this population. We'll also strengthen our partnerships and work to offer more offerings directly in the communities that we serve, specifically for this adult education population. Before we move into retention strategies, it's worth noting that new student credit enrollment is up 3% and continuing student credit enrollment has grown by 12%. Last year, the new students rose 11%, while continuing students rose 7%. This year, those numbers were flipped. 3% for new, 12% for continuing students. The reason I mentioned last year numbers is to ensure that we're all aware that 3% increase in new student enrollment for this year is still really, really good, considering all the external challenges that our communities are facing. We have to acknowledge that that 3% growth in new students is still great. So I'll continue working with our college leadership, our enrollment teams across the district to build on this momentum and drive new student gains. It's also important to note the strong 12% year-over-year growth in continuing student enrollment. While some of this comes from last year's growth of the 11% new student increase, most reflects the intentional retention efforts led by our colleges in partnership with our Office of Student Experience. And with that, I'll turn it over to Chief Experience Officer Werner.
Okay, got it. Thank you. This year, we observed an increase in first-year student fall-to-fall retention across the district. Notably, retention among Black students rose by 3% and Latin students by 2% compared to last year. Also, first-year students' fall-to-fall retention improved at 6 of our 7 colleges, and we saw an increase of 2 percentage points district-wide. We also saw encouraging gains in overall student persistence. Fall-to-fall retention for all credit students at CCC increased by 2 percentage points as well. Encouragingly, every college in the district either saw an increase or maintained their retention rate compared to the previous year. Next, we're so excited to share with you some of the efforts that have contributed to this growth. I'm really proud of how the team across the district office and the colleges brought a spirit of collaboration and continuous improvement in this work. I'll turn it over to District Director Kiera Bowens to give you an update about our new student advising Big Play.
Thank you, Chief Werner. Good afternoon, everyone. As stated, I am Kiera Bowens, District Director of Advising and Student Success Initiatives. The new Student Advising NSA initiative has proven to be a highly effective retention strategy since its inception. NSA delivers personalized early intervention for all first semester certificate or degree-seeking students, as well as a targeted group of second semester students. This approach fosters a sense of belonging, supports academic planning, and promotes both academic and long-term success. Our appointment completion goal for all NSA students remains at 90%. As a reminder from our April presentation, the core objectives of NSA are as follows: to help students select their program plan and define their educational intent, whether they intend to pursue a career or a transfer after completing SCCC, assist with class scheduling for the upcoming term, connect each student to at least one support resource, ensure that students are enrolled in or on track to enroll in college-level English and math, and to reinforce the transfer Big Play by supporting the transfer journey from the first term. NSA's effectiveness is rooted in robust, data-informed collaboration across our colleges and the district. This initiative continues to demonstrate significant impact. Prior to NSA, only an average of 5% of first semester students met with the college advisor. In April 2025, we shared that during the NSA launch term in spring 2024, advisors reached 77% of first-term students by the end of the semester. By the end of the fall 2024 semester, our second semester of NSA, advisors had connected with over 92% of first semester students, which is over 6,000 students. In spring 2025, we introduced NSA 2.0, second semester appointments for students who did not hit what we call early indicator for student success, which are milestones that we believe are indicative of future success. Students who are required to have a second semester appointment includes those on SAP warning, those with no declared educational intent, and students with an undecided academic plan. By the end of spring 2025, advisors had met with 82.4% of first-term students and 63.4% of second-term NSA students, a total of over 3,000 students. Advising professionals are working diligently to achieve the 90% appointment completion goal for the term by November 14th. Through NSA 1.0, over 5,000 students received support. Truman College has consistently exceeded year-to-date goals, while Daly College has met key deadlines throughout the semester. Malcolm X and Wilbur Wright College have each served over 1,000 students. For NSA 2.0, the number of students needing a second-term appointment has dropped significantly, only 395 district-wide, while 191 already being served. This is indicative of the success of first semester appointments as more students are meeting those early indicators for success. Collectively, this semester, NSA 1.0 and 2.0 advisors have supported over 5,000 students out of 9,288 students, and the campuses continue to make progress to connect with many more first-year students. Now, I'm going to pass it back to Chief Student Experience Officer Jackie Werner. Thank you.
During this current fall semester, beginning spring 2025, we launched our re-enrollment campaign, which is our strategies to support colleges with returning student enrollment in an effort to streamline communication and target students who might benefit from outreach the most. Each semester, colleges are provided with a calendar for the semester and a new target group to connect with each week. So on a weekly basis, colleges will receive an email with their outreach list for the week, as well as suggested language for emails to communications to students, making outreach to students as simple as possible for college staff. We've seen strong outcomes for first-year students re-enrolling from spring 25 to fall 25. Currently, we're 4.9% ahead year over year, and 5 of our 7 colleges saw improvement in first-year re-enrollment outcomes. Re-enrollment data for all students is also really promising. Currently, we're 1.5% ahead from the prior year, and 6 of our 7 colleges saw improvement in re-enrollment for our students. Now, during this fall semester, we launched the latest iteration of our persistence scholarships at City Colleges as a key strategy to drive student retention. The objective of persistence scholarships is to support students who are academically on track but at risk of not persisting due to an outstanding account balance or OAB hold. Students can earn this scholarship, which will apply toward past due balances for students with a balance of less than or equal to $1,000 as of the spring 2025 semester. To be eligible for this opportunity, students simply just need to register for the semester and satisfy their payment deadline and remain enrolled. 1,654 students across the district were eligible for a persistence scholarship for this semester, and as of the date this information was pulled, 873 students district-wide had taken up this opportunity, which is 53% of all eligible students. If these students remain enrolled, they will earn over $190,000. Over time, we'll continue to measure these students' progress and retention and hopefully provide a new update to you eventually. In addition to the district-wide strategies, the colleges are doing some amazing work tailored to their unique student body. So next, I'm going to turn it over to VP Sean Harity to share some of the great work happening at Truman College.
Good afternoon, y'all. At Truman College, led by President Jackson, we've developed what's called the Green Print, a strategic framework designed to elevate the student experience and drive measurable improvements in retention and success. The Green Print is built on 3 pillars: the foundation, the connection, and the engagement. The foundation begins with Campus Connect, our onboarding initiative that ensures new students feel welcomed, supported, and connected from day one. By focusing on customer service, inclusivity, and belonging, we reduce our early attrition and create a seamless transition into college life. The connection is led by our Student Development and Engagement Center, which was launched to close equity gaps and support first-year students. SDEC provides mentoring, leadership development, and community building programs, all proven strategies to increase persistence. It also aligns with our career pathways and bilingual learning initiatives, ensuring our students see a future within our campus. The engagement is powered by our Center for Teaching and Learning, which strengthens faculty-student relationships through professional development, innovation, and cross-disciplinary collaboration. CTL helps faculty create inclusive classrooms, meaningful connections, which are both key drivers of retention. Together, these 3 entities form a cohesive ecosystem that supports students and from application to graduation. Retention isn't a single intervention, it's embedded in every stage of the student journey through our Green Print. Thank you for your continued support in advancing this mission.
And just a couple things as we think about the factors that have contributed to this amazing enrollment that we've seen. One of them, of course, you heard, the new student advising appointments has been a great initiative. The increase in in-person classes and course flexibility have added to this enrollment growth. The Chicago roadmap and the work that's done on that side with our high school partners, which includes our Enrollment Days event and, of course, the registration of over 3,300 new students from CPS. Also, our investment in marketing and increasing community awareness. And then lastly, the significant improvement that we've made in our enrollment management operations. At this point, I'll pass it over to Jackie for our closing.
So what's next for the Office of Student Experience and CCC as it relates to enrollment and retention? We are building on our momentum by refining our enrollment strategies, enhancing our financial aid processes, and expanding partnerships to sustain growth. In the next year, we will be launching our financial aid big play, looking at our practices around satisfactory academic progress appeal review, federal work study utilization, timeline for aid processing, and more to ensure that we're best meeting the needs of our students. We will be expanding academic programs, as you heard during the last board meeting. Through Roadmap 2.0, CCC is strengthening toward career success and four-year degree attainment by partnering with CPS, UIC, and other institutions. This partnership aims to boost transfer outcomes, reduce credit loss during transfer, and elevate bachelor's degree completion rates. We will continue our efforts to support students' academic planning and goal setting through new student advising. We will continuously improve our strategic enrollment management practices, and we will increase our efforts to support enrollment by working with new partners and expanding our engagement with our current partners. We're confident that the momentum we've built through strategic enrollment efforts and targeted retention initiatives will not only sustain student success, but accelerate it. On behalf of all of us, thank you for the opportunity to share this work. We will conclude there and invite any questions you may have. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Cool. Seeing no questions, I just want us to really give folks another round of applause, please. So again, I'll say thank you for that informative presentation. At this time, we'll review the board reports to be considered during the November regular board meeting, which will take place later this afternoon at 2 p.m. Presenters, please proceed one after the other, briefly pausing to give the trustees an opportunity to ask any questions they have about the item being presented. Will the chief advisor please proceed with the review of the board reports?
Thank you. President Webb Walker, please review 1.00 through 1.02.
Thank you. I will introduce 3 resolutions related to purchases that took place outside current established procurement guidelines. Dawson Technical Institute is a long-standing grantee of ComEd in the administration of the Overhead Electrical Line Worker Program. Prior to June 2024, funds were held by the CCC Foundation, and the established protocol was for Dawson Tech to secure invoices for program-related purchases, then to submit those invoices to the foundation for payment. In June 2024, the process was changed to one in which funds were dispersed directly to Kennedy King College with the intent that any program-related purchases would be made in accordance with established CCC procurement guidelines. The purchases in question were solicited after this change went into effect. The staff member who secured the services has acknowledged their failure to follow the updated procurement protocol of which they had been apprised, and has affirmed that they will no longer participate in any procurement-related activities moving forward. This duty has been assigned to a different staff member. As a result, in Resolution 1.00, KKC seeks the board's consent to authorize payment in the amount of $3,526.52 to Altech Industries for instructional supplies. In Resolution 1.01, KKC seeks the board's consent to authorize payment in the amount of $2,963 to American Red Cross for CPR, first aid, and AED training. And in Resolution 1.02, KKC seeks the board's consent to authorize payment in the amount of $1,172.44 to Bristol Hose and Fitting, Inc. for instructional supplies.
Thank you. Provost Potter, Please review 1.03.
Resolution 1.03 adopts revisions to board-approved academic and student policies. Twice yearly, City Colleges administers a process designed to identify needed or desired academic and student policy changes and review them through inclusive shared governance practices. As part of the process, faculty and administration engage in critical conversations about student-centered policies, and we consistently bring careful and inclusive deliberation to policy changes. November policy updates are typically light, and this year, many of the updates are cleanup and clarification. This round of updates includes aligning adult education processes and terminology to state standards, adding a federally mandated in-person verification requirement for federal loan requests, updating language on responsible computer use, clarifying requirements and standards for online instruction, and removal of faculty lane advanced language, which is governed by our collective bargaining agreements.
Thank you, Provost Potter. Deputy CTO Nichols, please review 1.04.
Board Resolution 1.04 is a request to approve and authorize the Chancellor to determine if facilities of the district will be open, closed, or partially closed on December 26th, 29th, and 30th, 2025 for winter break, and which district-wide employees, if any, shall work during winter break, and which district-wide employees, if any, shall receive pay for winter break, in accordance with the district's past practices and applicable collective bargaining agreements.
Thank you. Resolution 1.04. The Assistant Board Secretary shall perform duties as assigned by the Board Secretary, including but not limited to assisting in the preparation, distribution, and maintenance of official board records, agendas, and minutes, and shall, in the absence of the Board of Secretary as needed. Be it further resolved that this designation shall be recorded in the official records of the Board and communicated to all relevant parties. Thank you, everyone. Deputy CTO Nichols, please review the personnel report.
Board Item 2.00 is a request to approve the November 2025 personnel report. There are 75 actions on this month's report. They include 26 new and rehires, 32 promotions, title, and salary changes, and 17 separations and retirements. This concludes this month's personnel report.
Thank you. EVC Herrero, please review 3.00, the Resource Development Report.
Thank you. This month, we are reporting 7 grants awarded totaling $7,091,777 and 12 grants submitted totaling $5,081,207. There are no donations to report this month. One of the 7 grants awarded includes a 5-year, $2.7 million Strengthening Institutions Program Grant, or SIP, to Daly College. This is a highly competitive, very prestigious grant awarded by the Department of Education that has not been awarded since 2023. Daly College will lead a district-wide initiative to purchase and implement software for strategic course scheduling, which will provide data to optimize scheduling of classes and meet student demand and degree requirements. This project also seeks to increase full-time enrollment headcounts, first-time full-time degree-seeking student retention rates, and increase completion rates for first-time full-time students. Second, I'm also thrilled to report that the Department of Education has also awarded the district office the TIPSID grant, which stands for Transition and Post-Secondary Program for Students with Intellectual Disabilities. This is awarded only every 5 years. The award totals over $2.07 million to support the After 22 program at Daly College and the expansion to Wright College. The After 22 program is an alternative to the traditional college experience for students with intellectual and developmental disabilities. In this program, students take a combination of continuing education and credit courses following a plan that is tailored to their needs and interests. Each student completes at least one internship experience, receives job coaching and job placement support, and earns a non-academic career advancement certificate. Finally, I would like to highlight a 2-year, $1.5 million grant awarded to the City Colleges of Chicago Foundation from the Schreiber Family Foundation. This grant will support Daly College's Arturo Velázquez Institute's strategic plan to set up new programs in bilingual format. This grant will also support City College's Thrive strategy, which is our comprehensive plan to eliminate student basic needs and securities at city colleges. In Section 4, we are reporting 2 amendments for additional funding. The City Colleges of Chicago Foundation will provide an additional $50,000 to support the Timuel Black program's visit to Alabama to study civil rights movement history. And additionally, the Department of Education provided an additional $206,000 to supplement year 1 of SIP funding, bringing year 1 of the award to $756,964. This concludes the November Resource Development Report.
Thank you, everyone. We will now review the proposed agreements, which will proceed as following. CFO Rodriguez, please review 4.00.
Good afternoon. Agreement 4.00 requests the board's authority on agreement with Clarity Partners LLC. Clarity will provide software support for the Anaplan budget planning system, which was implemented back in 2019 for the period of November 7, 2025 to November 6, 2026 at a total cost not to exceed $50,000. Thank you.
Thank you. Hearing no questions. Compliance Officer Jones, please review 4.01.
Agreement 4.01 requests the board's authority to procure commercial insurance policies brokered through Alliant Insurance Services, formerly Mesero Insurance Services, for the period of November 15, 2025 through November 15, 2026 at a total cost not to exceed $2,502,587.
Thank you. VC Anthony, please review 4.02 through 4.05.
Agreement 4.02 requests the board's authority to renew agreements with Lakeshore Recycling Systems, Republic Services of Chicago, and Independent Recycling Services to provide scavenger services for the collection, processing, and disposal of waste and recycling district-wide for the period of January 1, 2026 through December 31, 2027 at a total cost not to exceed $650,000. Agreement 4.03 requests the board's authority to execute an agreement with Paste Systems for the purchase and installation of audiovisual equipment and network equipment for the Malcolm X College West Campus for the new Community Center addition for the period starting no sooner than November 6, 2025 through December 31, 2026 at a total cost not to exceed $287,468.97. Agreement 4.04 requests the board's authority to execute a depends upon requirements agreement with Carrier Corporation to provide heating, ventilation, and air conditioning products, installation, and related services district-wide for the period starting no sooner than November 6, 2025 through November 1, 2028 at a total cost not to exceed $1 million. And Agreement 4.05 requests the board's authority to execute an agreement with Spantech, Inc. to provide architectural and engineering services for the renovation and expansion of the Dawson Technical Institute parking lot for the period starting no sooner than November 6, 2025 through November 5, 2028 at a total cost not to exceed $786,692.50.
Thank you. CSE Officer Werner, please review 4.06.
Agreement 4.06 requests the board's approval of an agreement with Beam Software, a platform that is used to distribute emergency funds to students for the period commencing no sooner than December 1st, 2025, and continuing for 2 years after such commencement date at a total cost not to exceed $192,700 for the term of the agreement. This proposed agreement will advance City College's Thrive strategy, an ambitious effort to make meeting students' basic needs a core part of their CCC experience by providing technology required to launch an internal student emergency fund program. This software will manage the full emergency fund process from housing the emergency fund application and approval process to generating timely payments to students, as well as maintaining data and generating reports on usage and budgets. Research shows that emergency funds are most impactful in addressing student retention when payments are made in a timely manner, making this software an important tool in moving us toward our 55 for all goal. This proposed agreement will ensure that students receive the financial support within a week of application so that their financial need can be quickly resolved and they can focus on learning.
Thank you. Where we at? 4.06, EVC Herrero, please review. Oh, I'm sorry, this 4.07.
Thank you. Agreement 4.07 is requesting a contract renewal with Hanover Research Council. Hanover offers CCC a flexible subscription-based research model that provides access to a wide range of integrated services under a flat annual fee without requiring predefined project scopes. Examples of their services include analytics and annual institutional surveys and dashboards, such as those for institutional culture and climate and brand perception. In addition, Hanover supports strategic initiatives through enhanced fundraising research, specialized training, customized prospecting lists, and comprehensive proposal development support. Renewal of this agreement supports a long-term research relationship model that allows Hanover to measure and deliver critical performance outcomes over time for city colleges. The deployment of annual or routinely scheduled survey instruments have been customized to suit CCC's unique needs since our original agreement began in 2019 and will be continued to be administered multiple times over the term of the contract renewal to measure progress over time. The term of the agreement shall commence on November 7th, 2025, and ends on November 6th, 2028, at a total cost not to exceed $297,000 for the term of the agreement.
Thank you. President Sanders, please review 4.08.
Board Report 4.08 is a request for the board to approve an agreement with Muna Tree Holdings Limited, doing business as EDU Africa, to provide academic programming, housing, food, local travel, and other services or products in connection with the Malcolm X Study Abroad program for the period of November 6, 2025 through June 30, 2026, at a total cost not to exceed $60,000. Muna Tree Holdings Limited, aka EDU Africa, will provide academic programming, we went through all of that, to Accra, Ghana, for up to 20 students and 7 chaperones. Muna Tree Holdings Limited has been a trusted incontinent partner of Malcolm X College since 2023 and have provided excellent care and service to our students and chaperones of our study abroad program. The total cost of $60,000 includes free programming, housing, food, local travel, and security for 7 chaperones at no additional cost to CCC. Muna Tree Holdings Limited is a sole source vendor as approved by procurement. This program is grant funded.
Thank you all. We will now review purchases, 5.00 and 5.01. VC Anthony.
Purchase 5.00 requests the board's authority for the monthly job order contractor construction projects to be performed by the listed contractors. Board Report 35179 authorized utilization of JOC as a construction delivery method to perform renovation services, deferred maintenance, and repairs. This month's report lists 8 projects for a total cost not to exceed $532,982.26. Purchase 5.01 requests the board's authority to issue a purchase order to Delta Heating and Air Conditioning under its existing HVAC mechanical piping and repairs contract to replace the boiler, gas trains, regulators, and related piping at Wright College for the period of November 6th through June 30, 2026, at a total cost not to exceed $100,720. Individual projects with a value greater than $25,000 on this contract are presented to the board for prior approval.
Thank you. General Counsel Gowen, please review the legal invoices, 6.00.
Item 6.00 requests approval of legal fees totaling $53,052.09. Such fees cover litigation, labor and employment, corporate, and higher education matters.
Thank you. Trustee Sanchez, pending no further questions, review of board reports is concluded.
Thank you all. May I motion to discharge November 6, 2025 minutes, resolutions, personnel report, resource development report, agreements, purchases, and legal invoices included on today's committee agenda as part of the consent agenda to the November 6, 2025 regular board meeting. Can I get a second? You can say it louder.
Do we have a motion?
Second.
Thank you.
Perfect. All in favor?
Aye.
The motion is carried.
Trustee Sanchez, can you do it again? We need the motion. I didn't hear it. May we have the motion?
Do we have a motion? What do you mean?
Somebody has to say.
I made the motion. I motioned. Yeah, I
No,
motioned.
one of the other trustees has the motion. You can motion.
Sure.
Okay. And then we have the second?
Second.
Okay.
Perfect. The motion is carried. Or should I ask for the vote again?
No.
No? Okay. Thank you. Since there's no further business to come before this committee today, may I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The motion is carried. We are adjourned.